My saying is mess around and find out. Mess around and find. And you can, I can say no all. Look, I can say no all I want to, but it's up to you whether or not to listen. The same thing I say to my friends. It's like, hey, I'll provide you this advice, but it's up to you if you want to listen to it. If you go ahead,
We're here to try to give advice. We're here to try to enlighten people. I'm
but what
asking
I'm
you a
saying,
simple
you're
question,
asking me a
Tack.
simple
Come
question.
on, Tack.
You asking me a question, and I gave you an
Give
answer.
me
If
an
I
answer.
was to
No,
tell
that's
you,
not an answer.
if you wanted to go out with that young person and want to be a spectacle when you're out there, that is on you. You decided to make that. You decided to make that choice. What is me telling you? No, don't do it. No,
But
stop. Don't do it.
but
And you
why
still.
would you do it?
Why wouldn't I do it? Because I have common effing sense. That's why.
What? What? Okay. Okay. What
I
do
wouldn't
you
put
see
myself
down there?
in. Why would
What do you see down there that would say you would do? You wouldn't do it
what do I see? What now?
down at that age level that you would do it. You wouldn't even cross that line.
Staying up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, still drinking, trying to hang out, try to go to random people's places that I don't know, get myself into situations where something come up, being as a man of color in some other neighborhood that I don't know. Why would I put myself in those situations? No, hell no. Like, come on now. It's like that's one on one. That's basics. Don't put yourself in a situation where you
But,
know things could go wrong.
but see, that's the difference. See, this is what I'm talking about. When the masculine, when you got a man, a true man, he's not, he's pulling that person away from that. See, he wouldn't be there. She'd be in a totally different environment. And that masculine woman who's older, she's going to pull him away from that. You understand?
9 times out of
And I'm
ten,
glad you
I hear
say,
what you're saying. I hear what you're
I,
saying. 9 times out of 10, they'll try to pull him out of that situation, but sometimes they'll just follow him like a little lost puppy. We all know that to be true,
but that's the wrong one.
but it happens.
But
Just
you
like you said
understand my
earlier, it
point.
happens. Just like you said earlier.
And but that's what the concern is. See, a young woman is looking for a man. A young man is looking for a mother.
It'd be like that. Look, all I'm
I,
saying is,
I'm,
all I'm saying is,
it's all,
I don't put myself in those situations like you asked me, and I could give somebody the advice to not do it. But if they went and do it, like I said, don't look at me with the surprise face when you got egg on it because you did something you messed around and found out. Don't look at me. I tried to tell you. You hold that L.
we're here to prevent them from holding those L's.
We can try to
That's
prevent.
our
We can
job.
try. Look, dare was something to prevent people from using drugs, but they still do it anyway, right? So we can try to do that all we want to. Doesn't mean that it's going to prevent them from actually doing it.
I'm just thinking. Think about it. Think about it. Let's look at it as a parent.
Mm-hmm.
Would you want your 18-year-old dating a 40-year-old?
If she's living in my, once again, I'll go back to what I said earlier. If she is 21 on her own in college, not here, not living at the house, do make sure you're safe.
You all for it?
Make sure you're just call me. Make sure you're safe. Make sure you're safe. I don't want to. I don't want to have to come over there and hurt
Disagree
somebody.
with that.
I mean,
I
you can disagree
disagree
with
with
it, but what I'm saying is, if you just like other parents do, if you're living under my house, my house, my rules, it's just like
That's right.
no. But if you living on you're an adult, 21, you're an adult, and you can make your own decisions as long as they are safe decisions. I mean, I'm gonna
Also
have.
safe.
I'm
That's
going to
it.
have an opinion, but I can't stop you from wanting to do what you want to do. Like if you're out on your own, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Drive down there and put you in the back of the
Nothing
what,
you can
drive
really
down there and put you in the
do.
back of the car and tell you no?
Nothing you really could do.
Exactly.
But for me, it's more of a turmoil thing. Okay, if my daughter or my son is on the fast track to doing well for themselves, they got their stuff together
Mhm.
and they're doing what they're supposed to do. Find that wife, find that husband that's on the same track and grow together. Okay, enjoy your youth together and grow old together. Gotcha. That's what I would want.
Mhm.
But let's say I have a daughter or his son that's fell off the wagon somehow, just
Mhm.
lost focus on drugs, in and out of jail, and all that stuff. And then this older person comes in their life and says, look, I love you enough. Let's work through it. I'll take care of you through the process. And I love you enough to get you back on your feet and you could be a productive person in society. Same age, still could be younger, a lot older.
Mhm.
I would accept that more so. It just depends on their status and their where they're going in life and
Right.
how they are producing in life.
Right. But a lot of times, and I can attest to this, when you're younger, you're not going to tell your parents everything. You're not going to tell them
Right.
everything. So you're going to be left in the dark. So you can sit there and talk about, oh, I need the status and everything like that. Like, hey, I found somebody older. And be like, oh, okay. Do you mean you can try to pry and ask questions? They're just going to shut it down. You know that to be true. Every young person does this. Every young person. I did it. My friends did it. I'm sure you did it when you were younger. Don't even try to play like, no. We just, no. Answer the question. We're out. Let's go. Next, next, please. They don't need to. No.
I get that. But you understand my point when
I
I'm
understand
stating.
your point, but they're not going to sit there and convey all that stuff to you. Hey, I found somebody older. You know, the only time you're going to talk about them, only time you're going to see them is when
Only time you gonna know is like you invite them. Why
it,
you don't invite them to Christmas or Thanksgiving or anything like that?
exactly.
And then once you force their hand to make that happen,
That's the only time you're going to find out. You'd be like, oh,
oh Lord, we went to school again.
that's the only time you're going to find out.
Oh, he graduated before me, a year before me. But it depends on his status because you gotta look at it that men get their financial peak later on in life. So if he's financially able to maintain my daughter, then I would agree. I probably will accept that because that's what I would expect from during the process of growing as a man in business, education and everything else. It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. So I expect him probably to be a little older and my daughter to be a little younger, a lot younger, maybe a lot younger.
Mm-hmm.
But she's prepped for that. She's ready for that. She's doing the things she need to do to be that wife. She's not in the club dropping it like it's hot that he has to keep up with her at the club.
Mm-hmm. At least you hope so. I mean, if she's not living there, you really don't know. At least you hope so.
I would hope so. That's right. Yeah. So those are the things that you want. And the young man, same thing. But see, usually these women, these young men, a young woman has a better chance of marrying a older man than a older woman marrying a younger man.
Yes.
They could have date. They will date. They will. Oh yeah. They'll kick it. But putting that ring on is totally different story. Unless that's all he got.
Right. And of course,
he's looking for the future of her dying.
There's always outliers, of course, but yeah, that's right. Yes, you are correct in that statement. But like I said, you talking about he has to be no. We already know that's not going to be the case. We already know that's not going to be the case. How many times have you gone on a date with a young lady and she didn't tell her parents anything about you? You just show up and then they ask you questions.
They always talk about me if I went. I don't know about you, but they always talk about, oh, you need to meet him.
No.
I don't know what you're talking about, Tack, when it comes to that.
No.
That's that youth stuff. I don't know. When men were men, they don't mind going to see the parent.
No, we don't mind going to see the parent. It's just that we would hope that she says at least something so we're not going in blind. We have no issue meeting the parent. It's just, because we already understand we're meeting the parent. That means we're meeting the dad, which means the dad is going to try to do that scare tactic and be like, hey, you break my daughter's heart, I break you, or some nonsense like that. It's just like, we're already programmed for that. We already know what's coming. We just hope that she put us in a light so that way we can bond with the dad on some level. So that way, we get along to a degree. The mom is probably going to like us 9 times out of 10. Like, oh yeah, he's so funny and da da da. The mom usually is the one that gets along with this. This is the dad that we have to pass the check for. So we're hoping you told him something that we can relate to. Like, oh yeah, you fish? Yeah, I fish. Yeah, talk about fish or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's all it comes down to.
Dad know the game. Dad know the game. Dad know the game. That's why it's so important to have the fathers in the home, because the dad knows the game. You know what they're going to come in there with, oh, yes, sir, and all that. And you look at them like, yeah, right. You don't have my daughter back here at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, we're going to have a problem.
Right.
And I better make sure I see that movie ticket and that dinner receipt.
See, and this is what I'm talking about, people. This is what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about right there.
I know you can leave here right now and go someplace else.
Exactly.
And come back on time.
Exactly.
So I know.
Exactly. That's exactly what we're talking about when we talk about encountering the dad. So, because the mom, we're not going to have any issues with this. It's always the dad. It is always the dad that we run into issues with.